the Roman Empire. Just saying the name conjures images of power, of magnificent structures, of legions marching across continents. For centuries, Rome stood as the dominant force in the Western world. From the misty isles of Britain to the sun-drenched sands of North Africa, the empire's reach was vast, its influence undeniable. Roman law, Roman engineering, Roman culture, these became the bedrock of civilization for centuries to come. But even the mightiest of empires can crumble. The Roman story, like so many before and after, is not just one of triumph, but also one of decline and eventual fall. Understanding why Rome fell is not about dwelling on the past, but about learning lessons for the present. For in the ruins of empires, we often find warnings for our own time. The fall of the Roman Empire was not a single event, but a slow, drawn-out process, a gradual unraveling of the threads that held this vast tapestry together. It was a complex interplay of internal weaknesses and external pressures, of crumbling foundations and relentless blows from outside forces. To truly grasp the magnitude of Rome's fall, we must journey back in time to explore the forces that brought down this once mighty empire. While barbarian invasions played a significant role in the fall of Rome, it is crucial to remember that the seeds of decline were often sown from within. Rome, in its later years, was plagued by a series of internal problems that ate at its core like a disease. Political corruption became rampant. Emperors, once revered as almost godlike figures, were now often mere puppets in the hands of ambitious generals or wealthy families. Intrigue and assassination became commonplace in the halls of power. The empire, once a symbol of unity and strength, was now riven by internal power struggles. The once mighty Roman economy, too, began to falter. Constant wars and overspending had drained the empire's coffers. Inflation spiraled out of control, eroding the purchasing power of the common people. Trade, once the lifeblood of the empire, was disrupted by piracy and instability. The Roman military, long the backbone of the empire, also began to show signs of strain. The legions, once composed primarily of loyal Roman citizens, were now increasingly filled with foreign mercenaries. These mercenaries, while often fierce fighters, lacked the discipline and loyalty of the Roman legions of old. The empire, weakened from within, was now vulnerable to threats from without. The stage was set for the barbarian invasions that would ultimately bring about Rome's downfall. For centuries, the Roman Empire held at bay the various tribes beyond its borders. These barbarians, as the Romans called them, were viewed as uncivilized and savage. Driven by pressure and Rome's wealth, these tribes began to exert pressure on the empire's frontiers. The Goths, Vandals, and Franks launched bold raids into Roman territory. Initially, these were mere pinpricks easily dealt with by the Roman legions, but as the empire weakened, the incursions grew bolder. In 410 AD, Rome was sacked by the Visigoths under Alaric. This event sent shockwaves throughout the empire, symbolizing its waning power. The year 476 AD is often cited as the date of the fall of the Roman Empire. In reality, the Roman Empire did not collapse overnight. Its decline was a gradual process spanning centuries. However, the events of 476 AD hold a symbolic significance, marking a clear turning point in history. In that year, a young emperor named Romulus Augustulus sat on the throne of the Western Roman Empire. He was little more than a figurehead controlled by his father, the general Orestes. However, Orestes had made a powerful enemy in the form of Odoacer, a Germanic general in Roman service. Odoacer, leading a force composed of various barbarian warriors, marched on Ravenna, the capital of the Western Roman Empire at the time. Orestes was defeated and killed. The young Romulus Augustulus was deposed, his imperial regalia sent to Constantinople, the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. Odoacer, rather than claiming the title of emperor for himself, decided to abolish the position altogether. He declared himself King of Italy, effectively ending the line of Western Roman emperors. The Western Roman Empire, after centuries of dominance, had come to an end. Section 5. The last emperor, Romulus Augustulus. Romulus Augustulus, the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire, is a figure shrouded in historical irony. His name blends past glory and impending doom. Romulus was the legendary founder of Rome. Augustulus, a diminutive form of Augustus, evoked Rome's first emperor, yet Romulus was merely a pawn, controlled by his father, the general Orestes. His reign was brief, lasting less than a year. Deposed by Odoacer, Romulus lived in comfortable exile. He was a puppet emperor, a symbol of the fallen Western Roman Empire. Section 6. The rise of Odoacer, a new power. Odoacer, the Germanic general who deposed Romulus Augustulus, is a figure who embodies the changing tides of power in the 5th century AD. Born into a family with ties to the Roman army, Odoacer rose through the ranks thanks to his military skill and ambition. He came to lead a force composed not only of Germanic warriors, but also of disgruntled Romans, a testament to the fractured state of the empire. His seizure of power in 476 AD was not simply an act of brute force. Odoacer was a shrewd politician who understood the complexities of the Roman political system. He made a point of seeking recognition from the Eastern Roman Emperor in Constantinople, presenting himself as a loyal subordinate rather than a usurper. Odoacer's reign marked the beginning of a new era in Italy. While he maintained many aspects of Roman administration, he also introduced Germanic customs and practices. His rule, though relatively short-lived, helped to pave the way for the emergence of new Germanic kingdoms in the former territories of the Western Roman Empire. Odoacer's story is a reminder that the fall of Rome was not simply about destruction, but also about transformation. It was a period of great upheaval, but also one of opportunity for new powers and new ideas to emerge. Section 7. A world transformed, the aftermath. The fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD marked the beginning of a new chapter in European history. The once unified Roman world fragmented into a patchwork of smaller kingdoms, ruled by various Germanic tribes. This period of transition, often referred to as the early Middle Ages or the Dark Ages, was a time of great change and upheaval. With the collapse of central authority, trade declined, cities shrank, and literacy rates plummeted in many parts of Western Europe. Yet this was also a period of cultural blending as Germanic traditions interacted with Roman remnants. New forms of art, law, and social organization began to emerge. In the East, the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive. Centered in Constantinople, the Byzantine Empire preserved much of Roman law, culture, and learning. It would endure for another 1,000 years, serving as a bulwark against further barbarian incursions from the East. The fall of the Western Roman Empire had a profound impact on the course of Western civilization. It led to the decentralization of power, the rise of feudalism, and the shaping of new cultural identities. It also marked the beginning of a long process of recovery and transformation, eventually leading to the Renaissance and the modern world. Section 8. Echoes of Rome, the legacy. While the Roman Empire as a political entity may have vanished, its legacy continued to resonate throughout the centuries that followed. Roman law, with its emphasis on justice and order, formed the basis of legal systems in many parts of Europe. Roman engineering feats, from aqueducts to roads, continued to inspire awe and wonder. Latin, the language of the Roman Empire, evolved into the Romance languages such as French, Spanish, and Italian spoken by millions today. Roman art and architecture served as models for generations of artists and architects. The very idea of empire, of a centralized state with vast territories, owes much to the Roman example. Even the very word Roman carries with it a certain mystique, a sense of grandeur and power. It speaks to our enduring fascination with this ancient civilization, a civilization that, in many ways, helped to shape the world we live in today. Section 9. Conclusion. Lessons from the Rubble. The fall of the Roman Empire stands as a stark reminder that even the mightiest of civilizations are not immune to decline and collapse. It teaches us that power, no matter how vast, is not eternal. It also reminds us that civilizations are complex entities susceptible to both internal decay and external pressures. The story of Rome's fall is not merely a tale of ancient history, it holds valuable lessons for us today, lessons about the importance of civic virtue, the dangers of unchecked ambition, and the need for societies to adapt to changing circumstances. By studying the mistakes of the past, we can perhaps hope to avoid repeating them in the future. The ruins of Rome, far from being mere relics of a bygone era, serve as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the greatest empires can crumble into dust.